Welcome back to the Budgeting Budgie. On this channel, I'm sharing our journey to becoming debt-free. My content includes our real budgets as well as check-ins, sinking funds, and debt updates. If this content sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing and also dropping a like on this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking emergency funds. So let's get into it. This emergency fund tracker in order to track my progress in regards to saving for an emergency fund. If you've seen my previous video, I'll link it in the cards above. You'll see that we actually got paid quite a lot less than what we were expecting in Q1. Due to this, it's now put a fire under our butts to save towards an emergency fund and also use this as income supplementation when or if that issue were to arise again. So basically what I'm looking at doing is saving between 1 and 2 months of an emergency fund. However, I just thought whilst we're here, I'll do the totals for 3 and 6 months as well, just because 6 months will be our goal in the future. However, for now, 1 to 2 months will be our short-term goal until we are out of debt. So okay, I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. Okay, so for our emergency fund, these are the expenses that I believe are our 4 walls. Some of my expenses may not be the same as yours, or your expenses may be higher or lower depending on how much your monthly cost of living is. However, this is ours. So on a monthly basis, our mortgage is $2,500. So this is actually increased. So it was $2,002, I believe, in February. However, in March, April, we actually refinanced our home loan because our mortgage repayment was going to go up by $750. So we refinanced to a different company or a different bank. And now our monthly repayments are $2,470. However, I just thought I'd do $2,500 for ease of numbers. So bills is $700 a month. This does not include subscriptions. This is our rates, our water, our home insurance, electricity, gas, internet, and phones. And then for our groceries, so we usually do $120 a week. However, we may run into, say, a 5-week month. So that's why I've put groceries here at $500. A household, that is usually $20 a week. So I've just kept this at $80 for the month. Baby, so I'm currently still pregnant. I am now 14 days overdue. Baby, this is our first child, so I don't actually know how much he will cost or a baby does cost per month. However, I've guesstimated at $300 a month for his essentials. For our fur baby, so this is our dog, she will get $100. Transport. So transport will include not only petrol or fuel, but also the running costs of the vehicle, because we will still need to do tyre changes, pay rego, pay insurance and things like that. Even if we say if my husband did lose his job or something. So transport per week would be $100. Bank West, so this is our credit card. So this is a debt. So we would have to put money aside for that at $500 per month. And same with the Tucson, so that's our car loan. We would also need to still maintain that repayment. So this is $480, but I've just bumped it up to $500. And then we've also got a buffer here. So the buffer is in case I have forgotten anything, then that way at least we have some money here that can supplement anything that I've forgotten, or if our mortgage does go up, because we are here in Australia and with the RBA and stuff. So there's been something like 9 consecutive rate rises. There wasn't one this month, being April 2023. However, it usually goes up by 0.25%. And if that were to happen as well, then that buffer should help cover the mortgage repayments too. So what I'll do now is just calculate these amounts and then we'll get our monthly total.
25 plus 700
And you will see also why I put the buffer at 220. It was just to get a more nice even number. So on a monthly basis, in order to keep our 4 walls, it's $5,500 per month. So that's 5,500. What I'll do now is I'll fast forward you through this bit, but I will just put in what 2 months looks like, what 3 months looks like, and what 6 months looks like. You will see that we haven't added sinking funds that aren't necessary, so no Christmas, no gifts. Also, we've got no spending money in here. So yeah, this is pretty much our bare bones, or what would be comfortable going down to. Okay, so welcome back, or okay, so here we go. This is what we have our numbers at. So for our mortgage for 2 months would be 5,000, 3 months 7,500, and 6 months 15,000. That is so much money. So now is we'll put in the totals for a 2-month emergency fund, a 3-month emergency fund, and then a 6-month emergency fund. So for 2 months, it would be $11,000 even based on these numbers. For 3 months, it would be $16,500. And then for 6 months, it would be a whopping $33,000 even. So as this is just going to be our starter emergency fund, I want our goal balance to be $10,000. It is $1,000 shy of having 2 months exactly. However, $10,000 is just a nice round number and it gets us close enough to 2 months. I'm happy, and I think that would make me feel stable. So here the goal balance will be $10,000. It's a lot of money. However, I need to start looking at this as a priority. And the last thing we have down here is a transaction log. The reason why I've added this in, so usually you probably wouldn't have a transaction log attached to your emergency fund. However, I've done this just because when we had the $700 and I think it was $91 in our emergency fund previously, I'd spent it, but I can't for the life of me remember exactly where it went. So that's why I've created the transaction log. So I have a date, item, so if something was purchased, or maybe I'll put at the end of the month deposit, the amount, the running balance, and then the goal percentage, so the percent of $10,000 that's currently sitting in here. Hopefully we don't have too many in and outs or too many transactions. However, I did think including this would be a good thing to keep myself accountable to, because I don't want to keep dipping in and out of this. The concept of an emergency fund is purely for emergencies, and we've already stuffed ourselves up once by spending our emergency fund on the car, or majority of our emergency fund on the car. But yeah, so, and another thing is, once the debt's paid off, for a 6-month emergency fund, that is $6,000 we won't have to save, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover in today's video. I hope that you found this helpful or useful and given you some ideas of what items to maybe include in your emergency fund, because that's the other thing too. Using your emergency fund can be stressful as it is. So we sort of wanted to make it quite comfortable. So if my husband were to lose his job, that's not on the cards or anything, but just thinking, you know, if that were to happen, then my maternity leave payments will not cover $5,500 for the month. So yeah, this is us starting a fresh new emergency fund from zero up to $10,000. We are not sure, we haven't projected when we will get to this goal. Unfortunately, with my pay decreasing in May, and I'm not 100% sure how much I'm actually going to be paid. However, that is our short-term goal, and as I said before, then we pay off our debt, and then we will revisit this and then increase our goal to $33,000 or $27,000, because our debt will be gone by then. Thank you all so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below if you think I've forgotten anything, or how do you feel about us prioritising our emergency fund over, say, the debt snowball? And how much do you have in your emergency fund if you're currently paying off debt? Have you gone full Dave Ramsey whilst paying off debt with having $1,000 in your emergency fund? Or have you adopted your own take on an emergency fund where you've done maybe 1 month or half a month, or just put a random figure out there, say $5,000, and gone, that's enough to keep me safe whilst I pay off debt? I'd love to know. All right, thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely day and a lovely week. Alrighty, bye.